I don't know if that's gonna help.
I'm paid.
Right. Can confirm audio is being recorded. Okay, let's begin. Welcome everyone to Formula Hyper Season 3. Tomorrow is the first. Tomorrow is the first. Okay, stop it! Tomorrow is the first F2 race, and on Sunday is the first F1 race for Season 3. So this is a very exciting week for everyone in the league here today. We have 4 drivers here for our pre-season interviews to ask what they think is going to happen during during this season and why they are in the position that they have chosen now. So first up, we have Bazboy, team owner of Bentley GP, is it?
Bennett on Bentley
Bentley.
GP.
Okay, yeah, and your F2 team is what's that called?
It is
Axolotl.
Oxo Cupra Racing.
Okay. Okay,
Close.
so last season it was bumpy at times, which yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, Jay, shush, you're not
Mate,
being
you were
asked any
most
Yeah,
questions. You
responsible.
need to,
yeah,
yeah,
I'm
okay, so
telling you, mate.
you have had many. I mean, you did well. That's all I'm gonna say. But who do you think is gonna be your biggest competition during this season?
Me?
My biggest
Shush.
competition, well, first of all, Bran. You know,
No, like
sometimes
who's your
in
rival? Well, yeah, I'll be true.
I mean, everyone hates Brad. I mean, he always wins the race, so we're not going to talk about him.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then we had a brief fight with
No.
Torba. You know,
So,
in
okay.
Japan. You
So
know, that was pretty fun. In some races it was Torba.
yeah, okay.
But probably my biggest competition will have to be myself because I know I could do better and I know that mainly I'm making these types of choices. You know, I'm the person I need to get better at. I'm
Yeah,
the person I need to face myself against.
yeah.
Nice.
Okay, well, for so F2, you have 2 drivers. Oh, everyone had. There's okay. So F2 is full now, as we're about to start racing in France tomorrow. Uh,
Yeah.
so what do you expect to happen tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow I expect the drivers to show up. Yeah, both of them.
Well, I mean, you're the manager. You're supposed to make sure that they show up by contacting them.
Yeah, I have to make sure they show up, but you know, sometimes it's not really likely. You know, one day you're having the best day of your life, next day you wake up with a migraine and nausea.
He says as he has those symptoms currently. Okay, so well, very interesting. Do you have anything else to say? Or
Well, first off, no, I don't have anything else to say. Thank you for the question.
okay, right. So Jay, season 2, you were racing in F1. For I
A
forgot who
couple.
for. Was
I
it?
was for Lamborghini.
Yeah, Lamborghini. So your teammate was Torba. What made you want to go down to F2?
Okay. You might think this is just a random response answer, but the thing is, you can't. I'm not a person who just wants to get an F1 straight away. I want to earn myself to get to F1.
I
If you
see.
know, because when I get to F1, I'm basically getting trained in F2, because it might be easy, sometimes might be hard.
Okay. So
The hell
yeah,
you
yeah.
two
So
is
what's it
all
called?
on.
This season you're racing for our lovely team owner Bazboy. Um, so out of all the teams, why did you choose his?
He had one more spot left, and so I just
Was
went for
that
him.
one more?
No
One
shit, Joe.
sp-
And plus, plus, at least I know him the most out of everyone, except from Ryan and Brand.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say you would have taken my deal if I offered it after, even after his. So why would so
Oh, I hope
Does this
I
mean I'm
could do
better than
good
you?
this. I hope I could do better this season instead
Okay.
of just coming
So
podium places.
so
But I'll happily do podium.
everyone in F2 are pretty much they're brand new drivers apart from a few of you which have like Benji and yourself. But I think that's it. It's only you two that are really brand new. I don't know how much experience the rest of the field has. Like, or if
I
you
think
even
it.
or even if you know anyone on the field. But
I only know
who do you
two
see as
people.
your
That's it.
who do you see as your biggest rival? Oh wait, isn't
My
eBay your teammate though?
teammates. Yeah, I would say eBay. He's better than Benji. I commit that. But it's only if I want him to be my rival, he has to show up to the races.
Yes.
And I want an actual rival, the rival who can actually be good and actually catch up to me and actually do good performance. I don't want to go for like Benji. He probably gets last place either way. Whatever. Who cares about that? All I want is just a good rival.
I mean,
And then you have to join F1.
yeah, you have to. What's it called? I
Well,
mean, the
but
F2, all the drivers on there, they're fairly new, so the chances of them even showing up
yeah.
aren't that high.
But
In fact, it's probably the same thing for F1
Benji
because they no
Benji's
one's
not
really
coming next
no
race.
one really shows
But
up for the test races either.
I think Aiden Pro might be my rival.
Okay, well, definitely very interesting on your decisions and yeah. Now we have Torba and Duran. I don't know if I said your names correctly, and I never do, and it always annoys me. But you're brothers, and so you've decided to get onto a team together. However, you
Yeah.
have both decided to create your own F2 teams. So are you like battling each other while teaming with each other at the same time or something? Like what's
I got
going
a
on there?
question. I got a question. I got a question.
You can ask
Okay.
afterwards. Come sit
But
next to me.
Gentle.
okay, but you're I'll say first. Um, the F2 team is more like um a thing where the drivers can show
Uh,
what they can do,
uh,
and then they can maybe go to F1 and in other teams, or they
If they
just need to show that they're good enough and
of the
or
team.
anything. What?
We also have to
Yep.
know that you have two separate F2 teams, and so if they joined F1, they'd have to leave you because you're also in your own F1 team with Duran. Who's the team owner of both of you?
I'm.
Okay, so technically Duran can kick
I
you
am.
out and take your F2 team.
True.
um, but Duran, what do you think of this entire situation?
What?
Well, I mean, your brother
What do you
is in
think?
your team, but he's also going to be your rival in F2 as a team owner for. Well, he
No.
owns another team.
It's just that's a team of me, but he's the team owner, so it's the team of Haribo Racing and not his team.
Oh, so you have two F2 teams then.
We have two F2 teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then.
We. That's just
But you do realize
yeah.
if one team
Whole
comes out on
story
top,
about
only that team's getting like the championship and stuff. So basically, you have
Oh
like double
no,
the
but
chance, but like
yeah, we. It's just nicer because now we have four reserve drivers and otherwise we had only two. So now we can choose.
okay.
best in F2. They're getting the reserve drivers.
And I have a
We're not there.
friend in F2. He's driving for you, and he wants to be my reserve driver. So
Wait, what?
Okay.
Anyway,
I have a
Jay,
question for you, Tom.
yeah, go on, Jay.
Okay. So when all the F2 drivers do their rookie race, would you rather go for the person who has the best performance or the normal performance?
best.
Okay. So what I mean by best is like they do good on the field. They're like
Yep.
me. I do good on the field, but I have the worst pitch strategy.
Yeah,
If
but
they're
if
finishing
you're
seventh, then
faster,
they
you
crash.
you
So
still can
that's enough.
win.
If you think of it, if it might be faster, yeah, but you can't just say if you're faster, you could go away from everyone. Can you?
True.
Like
If you have
some people
DRS,
could
it's
be. Like some people can be right behind you without DRS, some people can catch up with DRS, but who do you think will be the best from F2 to F1? Who do you think will get signed from F2?
uh, you have a big chance, but
I think they wanted share this information at this point.
Okay, but I got a present for Dobo,
I also have another
my
question.
old
Which, before you
teammate.
get on the thing, I want to ask you.
Yeah. Toba,
Yes.
um, what would your team be next season?
That might be more information he
That's what
doesn't
I'm
want to
saying.
explain right now.
Yeah,
That's
that's
And
information that I don't want to explain. It's secret.
team next
So
season.
okay, so throughout this entire, so we have,
It's secret.
so during this season we have 15 tracks. Each of
can
what
I
the?
say something?
Oh yeah, go on.
I've stopped.
I'm gonna be champion this season.
Tom.
Oh yeah,
Tom, Tom,
your
Tom,
your
come on,
main
Tom, come on, Tom,
your main
come on,
rival
Tom.
is Bran, isn't
Bit
he?
bold.
I
Also,
think
Biggest
I
rival.
still hate you for
I
what you
think
did to
Joran
me.
is. I think Joran is still the biggest rival of Bran.
I mean, he has.
I don't
he
care
has
about
been
Bran. I
in-
know Bran's gonna win. My rival is Duran. I hate you for what you did to me on that final race.
Ryan.
Now
Okay,
my
boy.
touch.
Anyway, what's that?
My F1 rival, if I was in F1 still, my rival would rather be Tom, Brandaburn, or Snitchell.
Oh yeah.
Snitchell is
So
really good.
okay. So
Chill.
season 3, we have a whole set of new drivers, as I've said previously. For both F1 and F2, we've had so many new drivers throughout season 2 that we've just had to create a whole separate division. And now we'll also create in the middle of creating a third one to be started later down the line within the next 4 weeks from now. And now on the calendar, there are 15 tracks, making this season end around July. So each race, let me quickly pull up.
July.
Yeah, in July. That's when. Oh, and
Oh,
plus,
fuck.
so here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna do 10 races, and then the week after that will be the release of Fortnite Chapter 3 Season 3. So we're gonna have to take a break because we won't be able to race on the weekend as it plans to be a Saturday Sunday release like it was this season, and as you probably saw at the beginning of the season, the queue times and all the issues and stuff, they're probably going to happen again. So we're not going to be racing during that week, but then afterwards we have the final 5 races to really like make it count down. And all these tracks are brand new. They're custom, unique. The teams are custom, as you probably could have guessed. So it'll be definitely very interesting to see how the season develops and evolves and what changes are going to be made for season 4. As after race 7, that's when the team stuff is going to reopen, and so team changes for season 4 and stuff is going to start happening. So yeah, which I should also mention that when we do the streams, the only people that will be allowed in the game will be all the drivers, and then the officiator, and the
Can
map
I be at
owner.
F2 tomorrow?
I mean, I guess I mean, I don't know, because the only
I'm a
I would
manager.
imagine I would imagine the only person who would actually want to be there would be Bran, since he's the owner of the league. But also he's might not be available because Formula Nitro will be racing, which is also the same for Baz Boy, which is why F1 is on the Sunday. So we have, so yeah, what was this, what was I talking about? Oh,
One.
So you had a question for me?
Yeah, you said you had a question for
yeah, I
basketball
know
and you
that
didn't.
was okay. So the calendar, all custom tracks and stuff. What do you think?
Well, yeah, honestly, it's been pretty great to see all these tracks from these different people, not just the codes, with the preset teams, I just feel like this is a step up, from last season, 'cause some tracks which were made with the codes, they were very terrible. For example, take a Dulac,
You saying
and
the Draps is terrible at making raps?
okay.
I'm sorry.
He wants to say that some of the tracks were made by other people than from the league were terrible.
Well, not good for
Like,
Sorry.
like how we like to
I'm
race.
sorry. But some tracks which had the code, like
Yeah.
take Dulac for example, they were made at I am assuming they were made at a pretty early stage, and that was it. The 3 red flags that same race was unbelievable. And then
Yeah.
take another bad
Um,
example would be
Turbo, open
Circuit
the door.
Vauban, where we had to red flag and stop the race entirely.
Oh yeah. Well,
Another,
yeah.
well, a good one would be Monza. A good one would be Monza. That one was
A
actually
good
pretty
one.
good, but Invisible Valley. Okay, for some people.
Traceable. I couldn't overtake there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I
but
mean, yeah, it's definitely very interesting, and some tracks are even bigger than others. Like, there are some tracks that are currently in the making right now. The roads isn't exactly wide. It's similar to how the size of Dulac. So there isn't much space, but it's supposed to mimic a real F1 track.
Oh
So
no,
how would you think that would go?
no.
Okay,
Not good.
okay,
by
and
the same creator.
no, 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 not different creator. It's the actual. It's made by Snitchel. It's
Well,
Abu Dhabi.
we'll see what we'll see how it goes.
Alright.
Take
Yeah.
Imaba. That's a recreation of a track that some people said it went well. Others, I don't know, Jay, that the curbs were unmanageable.
Yeah.
And
Now,
I think that's on the driver's part.
I just want everyone's opinion for this last thing. The pit stops.
Darwin
They're
is
pretty much
down.
brand new. I mean, last season we messed around with the fuel a little bit, but now every single race is custom. So every single race will be using the fuel stop system. But also, last week we got thrown a curveball when now we have the repair tool. So your car can actually
yeah,
get damaged properly. We're gonna make, or cars will now be damaged, and if a car is in contact with another one for too long, you could pretty much blow up within that one contact. So now contact and all that stuff is gonna be,
Track is
you're
gone.
gonna be even more careful, and so you're gonna need to be even more careful than you were before, so you don't blow up, and so you don't even need to repair your car that much. Everyone will be forced to have a repair tool in their inventory, mandatory. Um,
for the
so
pit stop.
yeah, for the pit stop. And you
Okay.
just so everyone knows, the the repair tool can be refilled using the gas pumps, just like the gas cans, but not by pouring it, but like going to the gas cans and interacting with it. Because I feel like for some reason people found out you could pour the pumps into, or you can use the pumps to pour in the thing into the gas can, and that worked. So, and that's the only way people know how to fill up the gas cans apparently. But I mean, it's definitely going to be very interesting. and how these new pit stops are going to work. So I'd like to know what everyone thinks.
Oh no, my front room is off.
Yeah, what I mean, yeah, I mean, it will go great. You know, change the game. You know, like it makes it a bit more realistic. You know, like that sense of
My
realism
car is
we
gonna
actually needed.
explode, that's what I know.
Well, I mean, yeah, pit stops are definitely going to be a lot longer and more complicated, and I think that just adds a lot more spice. I definitely
But
do. I mean, this is our first season with this, so I do plan to see a lot of red flags towards the beginning of the season.
Ryan,
Yeah.
Oh,
um, do the penalties are gonna be do you get earlier a penalty from for damaging a car because it was 3 warnings and then you get 1 penalty, and
Yeah.
that's too much for me. So
So I think it kind of depends on the situation. Like, if someone purposefully crashes into you and you lose pretty much all your health, then they would get
then
penalized
it's a
straight. They
penalty.
would get penalized straight away. If you blow up, then they'll be disqualified. But sadly, because your car blew up, you technically wouldn't have a car to race in anymore, and you'd pretty
yeah,
much be in the
what if
hospital, so you won't be able to race either.
what if someone damaged your car to 100 HP and then someone who never did crashes not on purpose into you? Is that then a disqualification for him because he crashed once into you?
What if it was by accident? If he crashes into you by accident and your car blows up, then that wouldn't be his fault. That'd technically be your fault for not managing your car's HP. Even if this all happened in the same lap, then that would just be unlucky. But then we'd also have to review what the first person did in order for you to get that low. Why? I thought I accepted his invite to join. And alright, whatever. I need to go get my food, so I'm just gonna sit here. You guys ask each other questions, and I'll be back in like 10 seconds.
Okay, now I ask some questions for Basboy.
Yes.
Everyone spam Benji because he keeps requesting to join and he's not coming. There, I accepted. Please join already. You're killing me right now.
Yes.
See.
There, finally. Ask questions.
Um, what like, do you have any changes
Expect
for
for
your
the
pits?
season.
Yeah, what is your expect?
Okay, so
Expect.
with the gas, I expect like a good strategy. You know, like how realistic F1 has the tyres. You know, will they have the fuel? You know, I expect it to be along the lines of that, and torch. I expect it to be not that drastic of a change, considering you know, if you get like a small hit to the barrier, you won't have to do anything. But if somebody crashes, you have to box that lap. You get me?
See.
Are you scared that your car is gonna blow up?
I mean, not really. I mean, once you've raced it enough, as we have, you don't really have those issues unless it's with the fuel.
Okay. Benji, I have some questions to ask you. Right now, we're in the middle of the pre-season interviews. I have some for you. So we've already been over like the race tracks. We're gonna be, well, not the race tracks, but we've been over how like the race, the number of races, the pit stops, and everyone else's position in the league at the moment. So I kind of want to ask you about yours. You're in F2. You dropped down from F1 like Jay. Uh, he thinks you're a terrible driver now. Do you? No, I want to know why did you drop down to F2, and what do you have to say about what Jay said?
Well, really, I dropped down to F2 because I feel like I don't have what's needed for F1 at this time. And what Jay said is nearly true. It's because I've not raced as much as him, but no, I think I just need to get better at actually racing, and then I'll be way better than him.
And so you think driving in F2 is the best way to do that?
Yes.
Okay, well, It's definitely going to be
He's in
very
my team.
interesting, and it probably will take a little more skill to race in F2 because most of the drivers are going to be inexperienced, and they're racing on tracks they've never driven at before. We and they haven't, and since they don't have the experience driving in this league, they might not leave a lot of space, and so you've got to learn to adapt to how they're driving. And also the tracks aren't even going to be the exact same in the F1 tracks, as some tracks have a shorter version of the original track, like the one we're currently at now for this interview, which everyone can see what this track looks like later. Bro, that's copyright, man. You're gonna get my stream copyrighted for that. Anyway, I'm joking. It's only spray. So yeah, I mean, does anyone have any questions for Benji?
Yeah.
Me.
Go on then.
Are you gonna drive well this season in my F2 team?
That's more of a question you ask in private, but
hopefully.
sure. Oh yeah, will you
Yeah,
be attending tomorrow's race? That's important. 6:30
I
GMT.
can't.
You can't. Oh right, yeah, you can't. You're going to be missing out, which is a shame.
Initial... say because, but no, I have to. I can't be there because
You'll be.
I'm moving house.
Yeah, that's fine. You're not gonna get penalised for this. It'll be a shame because you won't be getting any points, and you are kind of letting your team down. But there's nothing you can really do about. There's nothing you can do about this, and this is kind of out of your control. So it's definitely going to be a shame. Well, yeah, I mean he's your teammate, so you should probably contact him. In fact, Basper should also contact him. I'm probably going to contact my two drivers. I only expect one of them to show up because the other guy I can't trust because I've never met him before, and frankly I don't even know if he's going to be able to come. Let me check.
Where's the guy, one of your teammates that starts with the W?
That's the guy with the potato as his profile picture.
Yeah.
That's Duran's friend. And then the other guy, Oliver, I don't think he's showing up because I haven't seen him. I mean, I've seen him come online. He's not online now, but I've seen him come on a few times.
He said
but he doesn't
if he
really...
wanted to race, it was
I got a question.
5 a.m. for him, so he wouldn't be at the
question.
He's not going to be right. Where does he live if it's going to be 5 a.m.? Anyway, go on.
Okay, Benji. How do you think this season will be going for you in Formula 2?
It might go alright if I just drive well and actually not crash into you, like you crashed into me.
I'm literally nowhere near you in every race.
I mean, it is true. I mean, you have
to drive well.
Drive it in the last few races. I
drive well, really, and then I can get a good result.
Well, yeah, I definitely, I expect the season to get very chaotic. Well, not chaotic, but I think as we drive more, it will become more, I don't know what to say. But very exciting. It's definitely very exciting. Oh, go on then, then.
What?
Okay, shoot, please. You're gonna copyright strike me.
I want that. Move.
How do you think you're gonna get points? What place will you get on the championship?
Oh, you can't ask me that. What place do you think I'll get?
What's your goal? What do you plan on getting? Like,
yeah,
top 5, top 10.
My goal is obviously first.
That's everyone's goal.
That's
everyone's goal.
Yeah, exactly.
My goal is
yeah, but like everyone has like a secondary.
Championship, I'm really happy.
Yeah.
So you top 3 at least.
Yeah, that's
okay. Well, I mean, yeah, this season is definitely going to be a very exciting, and I can't wait tomorrow for the first F2 race.
I got a question for Babs.
Come on, okay, go on.
Can I go now? Any more questions for me?
Benji, you'll be
You're
next.
not interested.
This is a special question.
Yeah.
Do you think your F2 team is gonna be nice? Like, Like, are they going to be to every races, win some races, come the podium, get some points?
Nee, verrekte kut.
I don't know, Jay. What do you
Well,
think? You're
that's
in his team.
True. Like it's going to be unfair for the other drivers.
You mean eBay?
That's the
Mate,
thing.
this is Mate,
eBay's
this
not
Verrekte kut.
eBay. Literally, eBay's not going to be probably to any races. So
Okay, you guys
this is.
keep
Well, I'm
spraying, and it's very
excited.
annoying. Please stop.
I know.
You're ruining the
Thank you.
interview room or the press. I don't know
Thank
how
you.
what I'm supposed to call this.
Thank
Just
you,
stop
thank you,
spraying.
thank you,
Sit
thank
down.
Thank you. I've got a question. Who is your rival?
A banana.
I give up.
How is everyone joining?
My party's on public.
This is your friend, Lonely.
Yeah, I
Isn't
know,
he in
but
the?
how's
Isn't he also in the league?
No.
I thought he was.
Who's my rival? Probably eBay or you, but I know eBay, so he might give me some. He might let me win some races if I'm second. He's first.
Nice. Who?
So, my rival is definitely Oxo Cooper Racing.
What team do you really want to join in F2 or F1?
Probably Pepsi Racing.
Of course, Pepsi rip-off race.
Future.
But who do
Mike,
you think's gonna
not
win the championship?
An F2 and F1.
F2.
Okay.
Probably
This is.
eBay. But I think
Nah,
in
not
F1
eBay,
either
not
be
eBay,
Ryan
not eBay.
or either be
You know
Ryan
why?
or
Because
Ronman.
eBay's not gonna make it to the race.
eBay
But,
isn't
but
in
can I go?
F1. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
alright. I'm
Make
gonna
it
end the
tomorrow.
I'm gonna end the stream now.
Yeah.
Alright, so
No, no,
this
yeah,
is
Make it
no,
tomorrow.
no, no. I'm ending. No more interviews. You're ruining it. Stop it, Duran. Good. Okay. Nice splashes. Okay. This has
Whoever's
been.
in F2.
This has been a very dramatic and not very interesting ending. Can't wait for tomorrow's race. Everyone's leaving. So I guess we'll see everyone tomorrow at 6:30 GMT with the beginning of qualifying as we start the first F2 race.
Ryan, I can't make the track. I can't make it to F2. Not like the
Tomorrow.
race, like the track.
What do you
Right now, like I don't know how to make. I got the remote, but yeah.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go save the one in a second. But yeah, so yeah, very interesting.
Michael?
For everyone's thoughts, we'll probably
Whose
do
favourite
another.
track? Is this a short track?
This is my track, yes. We'll probably do
Is this the shorter one?
Yeah, this is a short one.
We'll do another interview probably like halfway through the season when the team stuff has reopened. Here's a glimpse at
My team
the one of the tracks we're going to be racing at, but that's all you're getting. So yeah, I guess we'll see everyone for the France GP. What do you mean you changed your team name?
Tomorrow.
I'm changing my team name after I'm changing my team name up from Pepsi Racing after a couple races.
No, you're stuck with Pepsi Racing for the entire season.
Not mine. Allowed to.
Wait, what about?
No,
they
no,
have, like,
no.
little season
We're not,
break?
I don't want
Like, there's-
anything confusing to happen. So like team colors, team changes. None of that is gonna happen until the end of the season, because if we do it halfway through the season, it just gets confusing. Like 1 minute you're in my team, the next race you're in another person's team, and then after that you're back in my team, and it just gets confusing. Like, why were you in that team to begin with? Why have you renamed it now? Like, it's just all confusing. So no changes and stuff are going to be made until the end of the season. You can start getting new drivers or assigning new drivers for the next season once we get halfway through this current season. But until then, nothing. You just need to be like looking out for drivers that you're going to want in your team, or if you want to keep the current driver you have now.
If you want me to meet me.
Now I always want to recommend that you try and get your friends to join, but if not, then it's okay. Now I can finally end the stream. We'll see everyone tomorrow for the first F2 race. Going to be very exciting. We'll see you then. So